They made some changes to the muzzles. Honestly, we're not really too focused on this. MX silencer is still the way to go for long range, and recoil booster is still the way to go for close range. But what's really important is the underbarrels, and then also the rear grips, as I mentioned. So bayonet, that's not really a meta choice. We're never going to really be using that on anything. The pistol grip, though, the ADS time was decreased a little bit, and the movement speed was increased. So now for a movement based build, the pistol grip going to be a more viable option. The steady grip, this is a big one. The gun movement while firing was decreased a little bit, hip fire was increased, and it now offers control benefits as well. Only 2% for vertical and horizontal, but still that is some added control that was not previously there. Skeletal saw another big change. The movement speed is also increased here, just by 1%, but that's something that's going to drastically impact the setup in certain ways if you're stacking certain attachments. The ready grip had a vertical recoil decrease, so that's going to be a little bit less effective, in the bipod change as well. That's not too important. Primarily the big changes here: pistol grip, steady grip, skeletal under barrel as well. So those three we're going to obviously look at in game and talk about more in just a second, but some important changes there to help these compete with hand stop. Rear grips, for whatever reason, when they said they didn't want players to use polymer, they went ahead and nerfed the flinch resistance and not the control that was added with it. I think the reason everyone uses polymer is because it gives you better control during sustained fire. The flinch resistance is not really a huge benefit that most players are, seeking out, right? So that's kind of a strange nerf in my opinion. But hatch grip, this is pretty important. Better vertical control, more horizontal control from before, and also it increases the flinch because that's obviously very important, right? For rubber grip, better flinch resistance. Again, that's not really super relevant. Leather grip is pretty important here though. Better hip spread, and then also ADS move speed, so you get the really fast strafe speed. That's going to be a very important one for certain builds. Granular, not really anything too crazy there, but then taped, another big one. Movement speed, overall movement speed, now increased to 5%. And obviously, as we saw with the launch of the season, this is a little bit bugged. This is not supposed to stack on top of all these other movement attachments, but because it can, it gives you that broken move speed that we talked about over the weekend. I don't anticipate that staying, but this should be a movement speed benefit that we see fully fixed and in place here, I would imagine, in the coming days. Also, sprint to fire is better.